We've got a dish here to showcase the Napa Valley Cabernet. Lamb and Cabernet are one of my favorite pairings. And then highlighting the best that spring has to offer. So raided the garden at the winery earlier today and got asparagus and spring onions and peas, and we're gonna make a Panzanella out of it. Toss this all around to coat. You know, Panzanella sort of comes about as a way to utilize stale bread. And so if you don't have a fresh loaf, I mean, ideally, you're probably using a day-old loaf of bread. Peas, depending upon how fresh your peas are or how mature they are, might only take about a minute or as much as 5 if they're on the starchy side. So the next step for us is to make our pesto, which is what we're going to use to dress the Panzanella or the salad. I'm going to save half of these to toss into the salad, the other half use for our pesto. So I'm going to throw it in the food processor, and a little bit of mint, not a lot, but just a little bit background flavor, and enough extra virgin olive oil to get everything moving around. I'm gonna pulse this. I don't really want to get it too smooth. I want this to have a little bit more texture, and I look at this salad as being a little bit more rustic. Mash the peas up a little bit. This is an instance also where you need to adjust the recipe based upon your peas. So really fresh peas can be nice and sweet and not real starchy, may not need the full amount of olive oil. If you have older peas that are really starchy, it's gonna have a heavier consistency to it. You might add a little bit more olive oil to thin it out. Okay, some more vegetable prep. Pancetta, unsmoked Italian bacon, which you could leave it out if you're looking to make this more of a vegetarian option, but a little bit of salty pork product never hurts in my opinion. We're just going to crispen it up and toss that in with all of our other ingredients. I wouldn't substitute bacon because bacon's more assertive, it's smoky. So ricotta salata, if you can get it, real crumbly. Suppose if you couldn't get this, you could even substitute like shavings of pecorino or Parmesan. And to tie this all in with a glass of our Napa Cabernet, we're going to sear off a rack of lamb, and I'll season on both sides. We'll heat up a skillet and put it in fat side down first. Turn it over and sear it for a minute or two, and then we're going to finish it in a 400-degree oven. Depends on the size of the rack, but should take about 10-12 minutes for medium rare. The arugula is nice and peppery, a little assertive. So that's good. Wake up your taste buds.
And I think the Cabernet can stand up to it.
It can definitely stand up to it. Nice depth of flavor. We'll get toasted croutons in here for texture. And then get asparagus, peas, and spring onions.
Very nice.
And if you're a vegetarian, you know, you certainly could make the salad without the rack of lamb. And you could leave the pancetta out if you want. And then the dressing.
It smells wonderful.
I'm also going to add a little bit of lemon juice for acidity. Just toss this all together, try and get that pesto to coat everything. Try and get everything nice and distributed. I'm going to crumble some cheese on top. Ricotta salata, which is like a dried version of ricotta. And nice little wake up your taste buds as well. And I'm going to cut you some lamb chop here. Nice spring lamb, good flavor. Personally, I'd say let's have a sip of wine first and then taste it with the food. So.
I have to twist my arm.
So cheers.
Cheers. Oh, it looks lovely, it smells delightful. Cabernet is a very powerful wine, and it goes well with equally powerful flavors.
All the wines you make, they've got really good acidity, and maybe that's one of the reasons that Napa Valley is such a great place to grow grapes. But from a food standpoint, good acidity, it makes the fruit pop out, makes me think that it's going to be a better food wine as opposed to a wine I might just want to sit by itself.
You know, the lamb with the tannins in the wine, it's just beautiful. It actually goes together really well, and it brings up the fruitiness of the wine. We source Cabernet from throughout the Napa Valley, from the southern reaches to the northern reaches, and so we get some really ripe, dense, concentrated black fruit flavors, And then we also get beautiful acidity from the southern cooler climates. So it's really pretty, fresh, well-structured, big wine, but very nicely balanced.
I love Lamp. It's a great vehicle, I think, to showcase Napa Cabernet. Glad you
Beautiful.
like it.
Thank
Cheers.
you.